news in the Thane building collapse almost 2 days after that tragedy struck that building in Mumra, and 72 people were killed. 2 builders have been arrested. The Thane Crime Branch have arrested them. The builders are Jameel, Qureshi and Saleem, Shaikh. One of them was arrested from Siddharthnagar in Uttar Pradesh. The other was in Thane. Meanwhile, the 42-hour-long rescue operation has ended today. 72 people, as I said, died, 26 of them children. More than 60 others have been injured. Shoaib Ahmed has been reporting from the site of that building collapse. Shoaib, the 2 builders finally nabbed by the police there. What more can you tell us?
2 days after this incident, Palki, the 2 builders, Saleem, Shaikh and Jameel Qureshi, these are the 2 people who were named as wanted accused in the FIR which was registered by the Thane police day before yesterday. They have been picked up. Jameel Qureshi, the main accused, has been picked up from a place called Siddharthnagar in Uttar Pradesh, and Saleem Shaikh has been picked up from a part of Thane itself. Both are right now in Thane police's custody. A case is, the paperwork is going on, and they will be produced in a court tomorrow. So as of now, this is the breakthrough that Thane police has made after a lot of pressure was exerted. This comes within hours of this whole rescue operation over here the operation ended 4-5 hours ago when the NDRF called off the operation after ensuring that all the people who were there present in the building at the time of the collapse were extricated, were accounted for.
Yesterday, we know a case was charged for culpable homicide. The builders now under arrest, but they couldn't have done it alone, Shoaib, as we've been pointing out. This was an illegal building. Everyone knew that. Still, it had water and power supply. Somebody let it come up. Somebody let it exist while it should have been demolished. Is action going to be taken against all those officials as well?
Suspending authorities, suspending bureaucrats, deputy commissioner of the municipal corporation in Thane is one thing. What people are demanding is criminal action against some of the authorities who completely looked the other way when this illegal construction was coming up. In fact, just to show you this building that you are seeing, that stands right next to the building which collapsed on Thursday, and as you can see, the demolition of that building has also begun. The question many are asking, Palki, is the fact that was the authorities waiting for a disaster of this magnitude where 72 people die in an incident and then they act? There are 3 buildings in this complex, all erected by these builders who were absconding till an hour ago, and they are now being demolished. This question about the fact whether criminal action will be taken against the officials is something that will be asked in the days to come.
Right, you're at the collapse site, Shoaib. As news spread of those builders finally being nabbed, what were the kind of reactions that came in? What's still happening at the site? We know the rescue operation has now been called off.
Well, many people are still here. Not many have come to know as of now because this news is just coming in. There are people over here who are trying to gather whatever they could of their belongings, if there are any. As you can see, it's a total chaos out here. Fire brigade officials are still here, ensuring that they take away their equipment and also packing up in a sense. But there are a lot of curious onlookers. The JCB machines, the heavy earth moving machines are still here. And as you can see, that building which stood next to the building which collapsed is being demolished. People are still coming to, they will come to know about this development in a few minutes from now, and definitely they would be thankful. In fact, I was just talking to some of the other people who were present here, and they said this story is similar to many others in this area, in this belt of Thane and Mumra. A lot of constructions have taken place in this belt which are illegal. No permissions have been taken from the authorities, but surprisingly and shockingly, they continue to get their water supply, they continue to get their power supply. That means there is collusion at some level or the other with the municipal authorities, without which these illegal projects cannot flourish in such huge numbers.
And these buildings are occupied without any certificates. This one that collapsed was still under construction. The 8th floor was being constructed when many families had already moved in. Of course, this is used against a possible threat of demolition, as we know. But we've spoken to and we've heard from many of these survivors who say they did not know it was an illegal building. What kind of assurances do these builders give them? What do they tell them when these people put in their life savings to buy those flats which are illegal?
the general procedure, the procedure that is followed when a building is constructed and handed over to occupants is, once the building is constructed, security clearances, safety clearances are given by the municipal authorities, then an occupancy certificate is given to the builder, based on which people can then buy apartments. That is the procedure. Now in this case, every possible rule in the rule book was flouted with impunity. The building was not completed. It was meant to be a 7-story structure. 5 of the stories were completed, rest 2 were still under construction, but the 5 stories were given out to people. Now the ploy that the builder had used was the fact that he gave these 5 stories on rent to people, so that once people come and start living in these buildings, it becomes very difficult for the authorities to demolish them. And that is a ploy that they've used everywhere in this whole locality. People, on the other hand, are saying that we were not aware. In fact, many of them said that it is only now that they've come to know, when the municipal authorities claim that this land does not belong to the builder, neither were permissions taken. They said, what were the authorities doing since the last 2 years or the last several years when these projects were flourishing, and they never got to know, never got any notices from the authorities? This puts a big question mark, Palki, on the authorities. The fact that we have spoken to several experts who have been former municipal commissioners, and the point they keep on making is that in order to check such projects, the responsibility should lie with the municipal authorities. Just sending notices is not enough. That doesn't absolve them of the responsibility. The responsibility is to ensure that if notices don't show the desired results, then they have to move in and demolish such structures. Before such incidents happen, 72 people have lost their lives here.
Absolutely, and the municipal authorities clearly trying to pass the buck in this case, saying this was built on forest land. They had notified the forest officials. It was up to the forest department to then act against this building. They'd also sent notices, but under pressure, as you say, Shoaib, now they're showing some knee-jerk reactions. They're demolishing other illegal structures in the area without giving due notice to the occupants of those buildings. Is action also going to be taken against the builders of these other illegal structures?
That's the big question. How many projects will you act against? That's something which someone was posing this question to me. They say a good 40 to 50% construction in this belt is illegal. That is a huge number of projects that you're dealing with. How many people will you move out of buildings? The key is, what were the authorities doing when these projects were flourishing? And just suspending a deputy municipal commissioner or the senior PI of the local police station, the question is a very stark one for the government. Is that enough? Is that enough? Will these cold facts of 72 people dying, 26 children dying below the age of 15, they all died in this incident, will these cold facts be forgotten once the media moves on ahead? Or will this result in concrete action against the municipal authorities, the officials who are there? If they continue to remain in their positions, then perhaps you will see many more such incidences, many more such projects flourishing in a year. In fact, this is a big alarm, Palki, for Mumbai, because Mumbai has also seen a number of unauthorized illegal constructions in the last few years. BMC, the Briha Mumbai Municipal Corporation, has been sending notices, but they stopped at sending notices, and these illegal tenements flourish. So this is a big alarm bell for all such projects, and a message needs to go out, and here the government needs to act in terms of concrete action against the errant officials.